Morning, everybody, and it is Tuesday. Eddie and I are out for our walk. I've had to start this video a couple times because he's going potty and there's traffic, and we're over in an area where the grass is greener and there's a little bit of shade. And I mean, it's absolutely, everything is in bloom right now because of all the rain we had, and it's gorgeous. But where we live here on the Central Coast, it's generally very dry, and your dogs can get goat heads in their paws and lots of foxtails. They're this grass that grows that looks like wheat, and when they dry, these little things float off and can get in your dog's nose, eyes, between their toes, in their ears. It's really terrible. It can be very dangerous. So please, when you walk your dogs, check their paws. Check them over, when you come home. Because trust me too, when you let your dog run, they can run in the field of this stuff and they can inhale it. It's pretty bad. Anyway, though, good morning again. I'm busy looking around, so I'm always looking out for other dogs because of my little dog. He's a little bitty spicy. He won't back down from a dog, and that's not a good thing. Not everybody wants to be messed with, But today, let's see, I'm going to talk about what I always talk about. In my feels, in my power, in my place of positivity in myself. And saying to you that it's important to value yourself. You got to value yourself. And how can you expect other people to respect you and value you if you don't? So, well, you know what? I wasn't always this way. And it seems like in the last 7-8 years, I have learned so much about Teresa. And I let so much get in the way of my happiness. I allowed. I'm not blaming the other person, the other people. Something happened within me when I was a little girl. I was very outgoing, the instigator when it came to, me and my sisters wanting things. If there was something I wanted, I'd make sure to figure out how to get it. And I'm going to throw this away. I think I'm going to hold on to one bag, just in case Eddie gets a last minute, because it does happen. Let's see. I don't know that I want to go down that far. We'll go back this way. I knew what I wanted. I was always doing things, always getting things. Just a pain in the butt, for lack of better words. I had to spend time with a lot of babysitters because my dad decided to take a walk on the wild side and left me and my mom and my 2 sisters, and so she had to take care of all of us, and it was not easy. And this was in the South, North Carolina to be exact. And also it was in the 60s, 70s. It was rough. It was rough for my mother. But anyway, try to get my words together here. My thoughts. Somewhere along the line, I allowed, maybe it happened within my family, not sure, but I allowed my enthusiasm and my confidence to be squashed by adults who had no patience. And so, like I said, it could have started within, my home with my mom and my dad, even. Because my mom, she had to get tough because she was on her own. But it took her a while. And, just before she passed, she was in her 60s. She would say to me, I don't want to hear the word can't in your vocabulary. And I will never forget that. So every day when I think, I can't do something, I don't do that anymore. But there were times. So this is what I'm getting at. I allowed teachers. Maybe this is a thing in the South, way back then, when teachers were allowed to spank kids. And I know now we've come such a long way. You're not allowed to lay your hands on a child. Heck, when I worked at Disneyland one summer, I got to, I learned all of the things behind the scenes. I got to see how rides operate, and just while they're extremely fun, they're extremely dangerous. And I was not allowed to put my hands on kids or children, or people that would possibly get in harm's way. I was not allowed to do that. So anyway, I could go off on stories there, but my point is, I'm not placing any blame on anyone, because I've learned, where does it get you when you play the blame game? Think about it. You got to be a willing participant. Excuse me, something on my phone. A willing participant when bad things happen to you, uncomfortable things. No one can make you do anything. No one. You voluntarily give up your rights when you start doing things against your will, and you'll know, because your inner voice is going to start telling you that feeling that you get in your stomach. And what do you call that? Your gut / intuition. Come on, Eddie, it's dry in here. What was I just talking to the people about? Intuition. When you start to more than listen to it, but you start to feel it. You know it's wrong, because instead of saying it's wrong, it's not good for you. Because why? It doesn't make you feel good. That's why I have learned that there's nothing more important than how you feel in your life. You're going to prosper when you feel good. And that starts with accepting yourself, loving yourself, and no one is going to do that for you but you. And it's taken me, guys, here all this time, I thought I was so strong, But I've come to realize, I've come full circle, knowing who I am. It's like the smoke or the fog is clearing. And I'm realizing that nothing and no one is more important than I am. And furthermore, knowing that I'm not alone. I am not alone. You are not alone. You might not have a lot of friends or family. You know, like myself, I'm pretty alone most of the time. I mean, I live with my kids. I write and I paint at home. But since going through this thing that I've gone through in the last 8 years, I've let go of a lot of people in my life, and I will also say the divine has helped to guide me on a path that's best for me and get rid of people and things in my life that are not good for me. Because why? I've put my faith in the divine, God's source. Come here, baby. Anyway, we're going to cross the street. I don't want to walk in that grass. It's dry. So, here, walk in front of me. Come on. Everywhere we walk, these foxtails are all over the ground, and they're only going to get worse until fall. This is so bad. But yeah, I allowed, I'm sure some of my own family tell me that I wasn't good enough to do something. I was the kid, you guys, who wanted to act out her book report. I mean, I wanted to sing about it. I wanted to dance. I wanted to write about it, but with flair. And I actually had teachers that, be quiet, sit down, you're bothering me, go sit over there in the corner. And there is such a thing as a dunce cap, or as I've had teachers say, the no fun chair. I had that experience when I was working with kids as a yard duty. I saw it happen to kids. But some of these kids, anyway, that's just one little boy in particular. But I've come to realize it's because you want to be heard. Something isn't right somewhere. You want to be heard, and furthermore, you want to feel valued. And when you're little, it's kind of hard because you still need that guidance. You know, from who? Your parents, adults in your life whom you trust. And I could tell you guys right now, while this might have started early on at home with my family and what my mom and dad were going through, that cut my confidence and made me weak and subservient. I had a teacher, this 4th grade teacher, I won't say her name. I remember that she had salt and pepper hair, and she wore blue red lipstick, and I remember it bleeding into the creases of her lips. And this woman was so hateful and so awful to me. Hang on. It's come over here. She literally put her hands on me. This woman called me names. I can remember, well, names as in stupid. Stupid, dummy, idiot. A woman who could have been, I don't know how old she was, but when I was little, this was 4th grade, so she looked like at the time, like she could have been grandma. Shouldn't have been in that position, honestly. And I know now she was unhappy and sad, and she needed to look out for herself. And instead of looking out for herself, she stayed, she endured, and she hurt whomever was in her path. And at this particular time, it was me. And I can remember one time, she shook me so hard. You know, when you shake somebody by their shoulders, their head rattles. And I can remember rubbing my neck and just putting my head down, and my hair fell down, because that was another thing. My mother, I used to have hair down past my waist, and my mother would put it on top of my head, and this teacher would grab it and yank it, and it would spill down in front of my face, and then say, "Move your hair out of your eyes. I can't see your face." Just horrible. Purposely not call on me when I knew the answer, and I would raise my hand. She would look right through me, around me, above me. It had an effect on me. And so I carried this with me. I started to believe that what this woman was saying was true, because she was in the position of teacher, right? She was my teacher. And I can remember telling my mom, who had to work a day job, a night job. And another thing is, she kept me after school every day. And usually when a teacher keeps you after school, why? So you can catch up on work. You know, you can finish a test, an assignment in class that you didn't get to finish. I don't know if kids do it anymore, but back then it seemed like every single day I was kept after school. And you guys, when I sat there, I don't recall doing anything. She'd leave me to sit there while she left. And then she'd come back after how long? But my mom, and I had to walk to school too. And if I missed the bus especially, which we had to take, my sisters and I. I'm almost getting up to the 20-minute. I might do another video. I don't want it to be too long. Oh, and there's a sweet little Siamese cat that shouldn't be outside. It's too beautiful to be outside. Anyway, I'm gonna throw this away. I'm gonna end this video here and say there's going to be a part 2 so I can finish telling my story. I'm going in now. You guys, hold on, take care. I shall return with part 2 of valuing yourself and knowing it's important to value yourself. No one's going to do it for you but you.